Hi, welcome to Sync, the bi-weekly news show where we give you a TLDR, no BS recap of what's been going on in the gaming industry for April 21st through the 24th. As always, the bar on the bottom of your screen will fill as each story progresses, so feel free to skip around. All the timestamps along with the sources are in the description, and my name is MikeyDood. Let's get started. Death Stranding PC version delayed. Death Stranding, the first title from Kojima Productions, has had its PC launch delayed due to the COVID-19 crisis and team having to work from home. The game was originally expected on June 2nd, but now has been pushed to July 14th. We wish the team all the best as they work to finish the game. Metamorphosis trailer. Metamorphosis, a game based upon the similarly titled Franz Kafka novella, The Metamorphosis, has unveiled a trailer and release window for itself. The game is a first-person adventure concerning the exploits of a man who finds himself transformed into a bug. Developer Ovid Works has slotted the game in for a summer 2020 release on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Guild Wars 1 15th year anniversary. A surprise announcement this week surrounding Guild Wars 1. It's been 15 years since its initial launch and still going strong behind the scenes. With a skeleton crew running the game in recent history, this update came as a bit of a shock. Bringing an all-new elite skills, weapons, and a new armor set, this anniversary event is surely one to remember. Super Mario 3D World listed for Switch. Noted leaker Wario64 has spotted a listing for Super Mario 3D World for the Nintendo Switch on Best Buy's website. It doesn't have any info along with it aside from a list price of $60. This would confirm at least some of the news we've shared recently with you as far as Mario on Switch this year, so we're excited to see how it pans out. Mario Maker 2 update. Mario Maker 2's final update went live Wednesday. This update includes some familiar power-ups like the Acorn and Cannon box, as well as the ability to make your own worlds, as well as take those worlds and connect them together to form your own Mario Brothers title. With tons of options, themes, and games to choose from, the creative possibilities are nearly endless. It's a nice update to round out an already fantastic title. Animal Crossing Spring Update. Nintendo released a trailer for Animal Crossing's next update that went live yesterday. This update brings an expansion to the museum, and soon Red will arrive by boat to swindle prospective buyers into some beautiful and possibly forged paintings. A whole host of events are planning for the next few months, including an Earth Day event, a special May Day Nook Island tour, and a wedding season coming in June. GameStop will reopen some stores, cut executive salaries. GameStop announced its plans to weather through the COVID-19 pandemic after weeks of back and forth over closing stores. CEO George Sherman announced a plan to start reopening some stores for curbside operation after closing 1/3 of their American retail spaces earlier this month. Most of the executive board members are now taking a pay cut between 10 and 50%. We hope to see GameStop make it through these tough times ahead. Final Fantasy VII Remake sells 3.5 million copies in 3 days. The new Final Fantasy VII Remake has turned in impressive numbers despite Square Enix warning players of shortages of physical copies due to COVID-19. The game turned in a brisk 3.5 million copies sold in 3 days despite these challenges, a great start for a much anticipated title that is only available on one platform. Final Fantasy XV did sell more copies, 5 million in the same time frame to be exact, but that title wasn't released during a pandemic and came out on Xbox One as well. Microsoft planning second lower and next-gen Xbox. Rumors surrounding the Xbox Series X have mentioned a more elite console, but what about a smaller one? Falling in line with Nintendo, Xbox might have a smaller Xbox Series S ready at launch for users who might be scared by the high price tag and want to still play the new titles launching in the coming year. We will share more information as it becomes available, but a May announcement is possible. Valorant receives first patch. After the first major tournament of Valorant, Riot has released its first patch for the new FPS Titan. This patch brought nerfs to Raze and Sage, two highly chosen and powerful heroes. Raze had an across-the-board nerf reflective of community feedback, and Sage is a bit easier to deal with now. Hopefully Riot balances this game better than they have for League of Legends. Epic finally releases Google Play version of Fortnite. Epic has released a version of Fortnite for Android devices on the Google Play Store in comparison to the previous in-browser download the company offered for the game. This is significant as now with all in-app purchases on the platform, Epic is giving a cut to Google instead of keeping a large majority of the money as with the previous version of the game. The move comes as questions over Fortnite's continuing success began to abound, and one can't help but wonder if these are connected. Travis Scott x Fortnite. Rapper Travis Scott has brought his talents to the world of Fortnite, partnering with Epic on a media rollout that includes multiple in-game concerts over 5 days, Scott being turned into a skin complete with the Air Jordan 1 he's designed, free in-game items for attending the concerts, and a premiere of a new track. The rapper's concerts will take place at various times every day from April 23rd to the 25th, with 2 concerts each on the last 2 days. Investor ValueAct finalizes $1.1 billion stake in Nintendo. Nintendo stock took a rise this past month after fantastic sales of Animal Crossing New Horizons and an increase in Switch sales. Though this rise might have been fueled by an outside investor named ValueAct, who invested a $1.1 billion stake in Nintendo with the goal of making them more profitable like Activision or EA through a focus on digital gaming and marketing, as Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, Dragalia Lost, and Mario Kart Tour mobile titles have done for profitability. Peaky Blinders video game announced. IGN has revealed Peaky Blinders Mastermind, a new title based on the BBC and Netflix show of the same name. The game will essentially be a spin on XCOM-style action tactics games, with players able to control all members of the Shelby family, each of which have unique abilities. Showrunner Stephen Knight collaborated on the developers for the story of the game, setting it as a prequel to the first season of the show. The game will be released this summer for PC, Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. PAX West still on as of now. Organizers of PAX West have announced the convention, planned for Labor Day weekend, the first weekend in September, is planned to move ahead at full capacity. The organizers are optimistic that the event will go on as planned, but are monitoring the situation with health officials at all levels of government. The event is planned for Seattle, Washington, a state with lower amounts of coronavirus cases than others, so time alone will tell how this will play out. Update on Call of Duty 2020. Jason Schreier, previously of Kotaku and now heading to Bloomberg, is reporting from Twitter on Call of Duty 2020, which could potentially be titled Call of Duty Vietnam. He reports that the game will not in fact be a reboot, something we've heard much of in the previous leaks, but will be focused on the Cold War in Vietnam and still be tied to the Black Ops franchise. Schreier also states the game on track for a fall release date, but admits anything can change in the current climate. Amazon US makes majority of games unavailable for pre-order. In an attempt to stem purchases and having to issue refunds, Amazon has made pre-ordering most games unavailable for the time being. This move comes after major titles like The Last of Us 2 being delayed and refunded by Sony. Some games like Catherine Full Body and the upcoming Xenoblade Remaster have been removed, but a handful of titles remain, including the Trials of Mana release. It's an unexpected move, but one that makes sense in times like these. Team Fortress and Counter-Strike Global Offensive source code leaked. Source code for both Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive was leaked online this week, seemingly out of nowhere. The files seem to originate from 2018, and for Team Fortress 2 seem to be a nearly complete source dump. The Counter-Strike files seem less complete, as the Counter-Strike official Twitter posted that, quote, "We have not found any reason for players to be alarmed or avoid the current builds," though this leaves each game open to new exploits being found and abused. The files can be found floating around the internet, and for copyright reasons will not be listed below. Alright everyone, that's Sync for the 21st through the 24th. If you haven't subscribed yet but you'd like to, you know where that button is. Lastly, let us know what games you've been playing in the comments. Once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next episode here at Sync.